Hey, welcome back to another episode of Everyday Tacoma. Today, I'm going to go over something that I actually did a few weeks ago, but I did it with my oil change video, and I wanted to bring some more attention to the aluminum skid plate and how I actually installed that. This is a TRD Sport, and the TRD Sport does not have the front cross member to mount an aluminum skid plate to, or a lot of other skid plates, even steel ones. So you buy an aftermarket one, and I bought one from a company called RCI, and this is the cross member, and this bolts up to where your tow hooks come from. And that's the wrong word I'm using right now, but excuse me. But this has to be installed first. If you've got a TRD off-road or some of the higher models, it already comes with this. But the TRD Sport and the SR5 and the SR do not have it. So this is going to be putting this on, plus putting on the skid plate. Now this skid plate again has been on for a little while, and this is from Trumgeta, and Trumgeta makes a pretty nice skid plate, I think. It filled a solution for me. So without getting into it a whole lot more, let's put this thing on. So to put it on, what you're going to need is, and the bolts are already attached for the cross member, so you got to take those off. And I'll show those in just a minute. They're 17 millimeters, and that's what I got on the bottom on this here. You could do this with just a regular ratchet wrench too, out of your 90% tool kit. But anyhow, and then the other thing that you need is a 12 millimeter socket. And that 12 millimeter socket is what to attach your skid plate. So that's the only two tools that you really need. Okay, one thing before we go any further, you need a couple pieces of cardboard to lay down so it's a little bit more comfortable. Like usual, I'm doing everything in my driveway, so but I'm going to take you guys underneath, and I'm going to show you a couple of things. Up here, you see this. Let me make sure you can see. This is the brackets. There's one on each side that you need to take off. These are the 17 millimeter bolts that need to be removed so you can put that cross member across the front of the truck. Okay, at this point I've taken off that bracket on both sides. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to put this up here to show you how it goes on. This actually fits right up here like this, with the front, which is where this one from RCI has got Taco 24 stamped into it, where the front fits on there. And let me get my bolt and my bracket. Okay. Here's where it's important that you guys pay a little bit of attention. It is real easy to cross thread these bolts. And let me get this in position. Let me get it started by hand. Now I'm going to bring you guys under here. One of the things that's important is when you tighten these up, you don't tighten them all the way up. You want a little bit of movement on this bar. And here's the other side. They're loose right now, so this bar can move a little bit, and I can get my alignment all straight on this thing. So the next thing we put on is the skid plate. I want to bring you guys in here a little bit closer and show you where I put that screw at, because it is a little confusing, but it's towards the front of the cross member there, and the other one is up here in the very front. So I'm going to put you guys back where I had you. Okay, and you should be able to see what's going on. Let's make that a little bit better. Okay, I've got the skid plate on top of me. I've got the skid plate on top of me. I hung it on the first one, and I've hung it on the second one. And again, I'm going to bring you guys in here to see. But, whoops, and that was trying to slide off. Okay, but that's how it works. You just slide those on and off. Now there's 4 other screws that we got to put in. So I'm going to put you guys back over here. And I've got my other screws here next to me where I can reach them. And in this case, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find my glasses. That's what I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do is find where these front screws are located. They're a little, it takes a little bit to figure it out, but it works. I got one in. This one should line up pretty well, I think. Yep, this one lined up pretty well. So I got it started. So I got 2 good ones. Let's go to the back over here. I got one of these attached and one over here. Should line up pretty easily. Yeah, it does. Again, put them in by hand, don't cross thread them. And using a 12mm socket, and I'm going to use this just because it makes it easy. We'll make sure everything's in place. Went the wrong way. There we go. Now we're going the right direction. Hold that one up. With the other side, pull that one up, pull that one up, pull that one up, and I've got them all snug at this point. One thing that I forgot to mention earlier is these bolts up here, we're going to have to torque those down. And if I'm not mistaken, that's 90 foot-pounds that you tighten these down to. But I'm going to go back here now that I got everything in place and everything's looking good. Yep, everything's looking good. I got that one attached, that one attached. That one's attached. That one's attached. That one's all the way snug. And that one's snug. So everything should be good. Doesn't sound loose. And so guys, that's pretty much how you install just about anybody's aluminum skid plate. But this one's from Trumgeta. It was pretty reasonably priced. And I wanted an aluminum skid plate in here because one, I thought I was going to need it for oil changes, because they're pretty easy to take on and off. But with me putting in that oil valve, now I can change oil without even having to take this thing off. And I can reach over from the other side and actually get to the oil filter. I can put a little catch tray on top of this oil filter. Unscrew the oil filter, oil drips into the drip tray, and oil comes out of the oil drain into my thing. So that solves that problem. So I got a very, very good skid plate on here. It's attached firmly, securely, and I'm real happy with what I've got so far. So from the driveway, just to wrap it up, very easy install, very, very easy install. It just takes a little bit of getting orientated and not dropping the aluminum skid plate on your head. But worked out really well. There's a link in the description if you want to go to Trumgeta and find this skid plate. I have no problems with it so far. I'm very happy with it. And even the fact that it was on for a few weeks, it showed very, very little sign of wear. So the coating that they put on it's pretty darn good too. Again, thanks to next week, and I'll see you guys later.